we're going to look at a couple of platforms which Street Lives has built with the community up here in New York City, with people who've lived experience of homelessness and with social service providers and some city agency partners. The first is GoGetta. GoGetta provides up-to-date information on social services in New York City during the pandemic. And the other is our Street Team tool, which is the data gathering and data management platform for GoGetta. All our user-facing tools are, and in fact, all our products at the moment are built for mobile. So just to have a quick look at that in the emulator, you can see the landing page here. GoGetta has an overview and the call to action. There's a description on how, basic description on what you're going to find, how it works. There's a community validation, it's nice to have always. Partnership information and an overview of who we are. As we jump in, you'll see a modal which tells you things are business is not as usual, of course, and we want everyone to contact service providers at the moment. We're limiting the features because of COVID, and we really majored on getting current information out. So you can see GoGetta is a map-based platform, and we're focusing on food, clothing, personal care, and shelter, although you can look for any other type of service in the search bar. And you can see we have gray pins and we have blue pins, and gray pins tell us that the location is closed, but there may be information that the organization is providing for you that's relevant. And blue pins are locations that are open. And of course, in normal times, all locations, all these gray pins, they're locations that would normally be open, but things have changed. So for every category of information, there are some filters pertinent to that category and pertinent to accessing the service, to sort of really narrowing the search as is required by someone who's looking to access that particular service, those things that are relevant to the person looking for the service and not things that are not relevant. So, for example, in New York we have a referral system where you may need a referral letter, and you may need to be a client of the organization. But we don't need to ask you your income level unless it's particular to that service. It's very basic shelter filter information, which will be expanding soon, but it's still relevant to crisis shelters in the city at the moment. And of course you can just click on any pin and jump into a location to see what they're providing. Within each location that provides information, the structure of what we're showing you is going to be the same, and a location may have several or just one service. It has to have at least one service, and we can show you when the information was last updated, the overview, the location information and your contact information, and then specifics. And we have red letter information for things that have changed during the pandemic. We have basic eligibility criteria, if any eligibility criteria exists, and the current hours of operation. And we have the basic description, which may have changed during the pandemic. So GoGetta is where the information is created for any service. So we were just looking at St. John's Bread and Life, so let's have a look. Okay, so St. John's Bread and Life, sitting in Bushwick. Whenever you look for a location, or if you were at a location, it would provide your opportunity to click into that location that you're at. Our tools were built to be used on site, but of course at the moment this isn't possible. And each location, the structure will be the same, and we're looking for information data relevant to the coronavirus pandemic. So the most important question is it open or is it closed? And assuming it's open, this is the structure of the information on the location. Address, organization name, location name. If there's more than one location, there'll be particular names of the location. There may be. Basic description. And organization information like the website and the phone number. This is going to be the location phone number, by the way. And we can see a timestamp. So we have a sort of traffic light system, and whenever you validate something, you can see that stamp changes. So this is how we keep track of when things were done, and also during the pandemic, this enables us to provide fresh information to service users. So at each location, there may be one or more services grouped under programs or categories. So we have pre-existing categories or services, and you can add your own service name. And for each service, there are data objects pertinent to that service. Again, the structure is firstly about the offering. What is it? And who is it for? When? And other things, languages, and this is the red letter information. Okay. And then we also have documentation information. So this is the basic eligibility criteria which are required. Really, it's necessary for service users to have confidence that they're going to be able to access that service. So the proofs and recertification, grace period. Recertification is how often you have to show the proof. Grace period is, can I get the service without any identification? So in this case you can. And then there's other information, whatever we don't have room for so far. Okay, so let's say these are validated, and then we can check another service, or we can go back to the map, which will geolocate you. So just to show, having just validated that little last piece of information, we can just see that the information was updated a few seconds ago, and that's how responsive the tools are. Another aspect about GoGetta is if you're looking for a particular type of service, then we're going to put that service at the top of the list for you, because when you're looking for something, usually under duress, you want it to be as simple as possible, and we're going to show you that information at the top of all the cards. Okay, so in the next video we're going to look at creating a location and adding services and editing a service. And you can see that you can drop a pin, and let's get into that next. But thanks for watching this.